Welcome to another show. This past weekend we went to the Kansas City Maker Faire and we saw a typewriter that thinks it's a printer, a band that plays with upcycled instruments, and a whole lot more. We also met up with Caleb Kraft from Hackaday. He's a writer and a hacker. So let's check out all this cool green tech on this week's Green Tech Weekly! I'm here with George, and what's your website, George?
Website is www.heartlandenergysolutions.com.
Cool, and what does your company do? I'm in front of a giant bank of batteries, so obviously it's something electric with a lawnmower.
What we do is we take anything that has a gasoline engine or a diesel engine in it and can convert it to electric. So for example, this used to be a Skag 61-inch mower. It had a Kubota diesel motor on it. Converted it over to 100% electric, and the biggest difference is really has more power, about double the power of the original mower. The only thing, it has less run time. So the other one may have run about 8 hours on fuel. This one can only run about a little shy of an hour on fuel. But it'll still mow about 3 acres worth of property.
3 acres, wow. So what is a conversion on average cost, say, for this size?
For something this size, it's going to cost about $6,500 using lead-acid technology batteries. You can go all the way up to lithium, which about doubles it to 12,000, but it also doubles the lifespan of battery capacity.
Oh, so while you're mowing lifespan and...
Yes, the lithium batteries have about 2,000 recharge times. Lead-acid is about 500, so almost 4 times the amount of time that you can cycle batteries,
very cool.
And about twice the life and about 1/3 the weight.
Very cool, very cool. Now you were telling us about the smaller lawnmower had a larger, or a better range when it was converted.
It has a longer run time. Smaller mower is going to use less power. So typically something on this size could run on battery power alone for about 2 to 2.5 hours. So that.
Wait 1 second, and then come back and say something this size. Let me get in this right.
Okay.
Want to get that far away?
It's the right angle, and this is the only way I can get you and it in.
I'm just afraid of the voice.
Well, we'll try it and we'll shoot it again, I guess.
Okay. So face the camera when you're talking. It should pick up the speed for this range.
All right, direction.
Yeah. Okay, so you were talking about the smaller lawnmower that had better range?
Right. So a smaller lawnmower, a residential size lawnmower like this, will have about a 2 to 2.5 hour time span on the batteries or range versus about an hour on a larger unit. Cost of conversion on something like this is going to be about the price of a new gas mower in about $3,000.
Oh wow.
To convert it.
So lawnmower plus $3,000.
Yes.
You gotta buy it. Cool.
So typically, an owner will come with a used tractor that the gas engine is no longer any good. So that's when I convert it. So you reutilize all the metal. You don't throw it to a scrap yard.
Right.
You reutilize everything, but now you put electric motor in it and a battery source, and now you got a brand new mower for essentially the same price that you go out and buy a new one.
Very cool. So you said your company converts any gas over to electric. What's the, obviously you do cars, I'm guessing.
Right.
Okay. What's the strangest thing you've ever converted?
Strangest thing we've ever converted. That is the biggest thing.
That is?
Other than a car.
Other than a car?
Yes.
Yeah. That is kind of strange.
One question I've got is that so that's going to have at least 2 motors in it, right?
Yes.
So this is going to have one for the blades and one for the drive.
Correct.
So what are the range? What's the power on these mowers?
The 2 motors individually, the 2 motors that drive the big Skag unit are about 12 horsepower each. Combined, they'll make 30 horsepower from normal. They have a peak capacity of about 60 horsepower. So when you need to go up a hill, or you got heavy grass to mow, it'll make up to 60 horsepower. The original motor had 25 horsepower.
Oh wow. Cool.
So typically in these green conversions, the motor power is never the problem. It's always the source of energy that is the limitation on them. So that's the biggest thing we have to overcome to make green go.
That's just like my car. It's always the battery's fault. But it is a great Rethink It Green. I'm here with Josh Bookout, and he has turned an IBM Selectric 2 into an ASCII printer. So, Josh, what gave you the idea to build this?
There was a similar hack done on the internet a few years ago, and I used this typewriter to make business cards last year, and it just sat around for a year.
Oh, wow.
So about a month ago, I started working on this.
Cool, cool. So,
Did you automate it for the business cards?
No, I didn't. I just typed those by hand.
oh, wow. So you were hand typing them before.
Yep.
So you automated it just within the past month?
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So this is a great rethink of the typewriter. Did you have any parts broken, or was this just an actual electric typewriter that just sat there?
It was mostly functional. I had to replace a few springs, but beyond that, it worked.
Very cool, very cool. And where do you get your art from?
The internet, just various sources. If they're credited on the internet, I leave the credit in.
Very, very cool, very cool. And so it took you how long from start to finish to automate the whole system?
Just a little over a month.
So you just got it ready then?
Yep.
Wow. Very cool, very cool. And now,
your goal?
Huh? Yes, it was. Yeah. I got it ready specifically for Maker Faire.
very cool. Very cool. That is awesome. Any things that you noticed are hanging you up or stopping you, or things that made you just not want to finish the project?
No, not really. I knew it was doable, so I kept at it. But the main difficulty was in the mechanical part. It took a lot of tweaking. The erector set was, I chose that specifically so I could do trial and error and get the mechanics of it just right.
Very cool, very cool. Anything else cool about it we can't see from here?
What you can't see is inside the box, and that's an Arduino, and I made custom solenoid driver boards to handle the high current, high voltage for the solenoids. So I etched those myself. That was the first time doing that project.
Wow. Very cool, very cool. And you said that all of this just comes off the web?
Yep.
Very cool.
Except for the business cards, I made those myself.
That is another really great rethink. Thank you.
What do you drive it with? What's up with it?
I've got a custom C program on my laptop that takes the text files, parses them, cleans them up, and then I send it over USB over serial to an Arduino inside. The Arduino takes that character, maps it to the levers in the back.
Hey everybody, it's your host EcoGeeko from GreenTechWeekly.tv. We ran into Hackaday.com writer Caleb, and we love his site because we get a lot of our stories from it. So Caleb, what do you think would be a green tech from here that you've seen so far?
My favorite, absolutely, that I've seen so far. I haven't been all around, but they're the homemade instruments. I'm a music buff. I love instruments. I play a lot of instruments, and these guys have made guitars and violins and banjos out of all kinds of stuff. You have to check them out.
Very cool. We will. We'll have to get some footage of it. So Caleb, thanks for showing up. Thanks for meeting up with us.
Right on.
I'm sure we can all find something we love that's green tech. Remember to rethink it green. I'm here with Mark Smelter. He upcycles pretty much anything, right, into an instrument. And so how did you get started on this?
Well, in fact, it was a long time ago. I played in my dad's physics labs as a child, and I really absorbed all of his physicalizing of the Pythagorean theory and whatnot, and really being able to have a hands-on experience as a young child helped me a lot to be able to see what I need to make instruments out of in now my adult life. And I didn't realize I was doing that, of course, but circumstantially, that's what happened.
Oh, cool. Cool. So where do you get all this? You just drive down the road and hope for a good find?
Sometimes I do rehab houses, and really there's very specific places to look for highly engineered, reusable pieces. The kitchen is one place filled with super engineered work. This is an example. The other is light fixtures, because they are made to focus light. But as light can be a wave sometimes, sound is a wave also, and a parabolic is a parabolic.
Right.
And to find a parabolic to focus, look to the light.
Right.
Because that's where you're going to find it.
Very cool, very cool, very cool. So, So you said you absorbed all this through a physics class. Did you start out right away, or did you turn around and like wait 10 years and then start?
It wasn't a physics class. In fact, my father taught physics as a 3-year-old. I played in his labs, and so it wasn't really a class necessarily because I'm a very terrible student at that time. But that's okay because my dad was a great teacher, and he allowed me to just experience those things hands-on as opposed to making me take a class, which of course I would have failed.
Right.
Right, and so he allowed me to just experience them as I could absorb them myself as a 3, 4, and 5-year-old and 6-year-old. And as I begin to get older and play with these things, I absorbed that. But 25 years later, then I made this.
Right.
Right, and so 30, and I got it right the first time, so I didn't learn very much. And that was kind of the problem with these things is that if you don't make mistakes, then it's hard to learn.
Right. Yeah.
And being science-oriented, you need to be able to set up experiments that sometimes will fail so that you can learn.
Right.
And that's a lot of what this is. And once you set up the experiment,
right.
Here's the string, and you want that to be a constant. You always got to tune that string. And keep it in tune for at least 3 minutes, probably, and have a nice pop song.
Right. Yeah, just long enough.
Oh, just long enough. And really, that's how the instruments need to be held together. And if they're held together for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, then that's good enough.
Right.
They don't have to hold together for ages.
Cool.
And so you can reuse the parts from one instrument onto another.
Right.
And that's not uncommon in my world.
Cool.
And I love this.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Mark, I really appreciate you, and we'll probably get some great music footage of you playing.
Okay.
And thank you.
Yeah, thanks so
And
much.
this is a great Rethink It Green.
You playing that for you?
Oh, yeah.
These are
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I hope you liked the show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like buttons. Follow us all the usual ways, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And as always, remember to rethink it green.